how have you seen product ops teams structured and sized?
I assume that's for me.
Yeah, you want to take that, Denise?
Yeah, it's really depends on the scale at which you want to set out to create the practice. So if you think about the startup phase, you may not even have a product manager at that point, right? Sometimes that's the co-founder and they're sort of spinning the plates and doing the product work as well. Analytics, starting to select tools, and probably not putting a lot of processes and governance in place yet. So don't see it as much there. Doesn't mean it couldn't start there, but like I said, if there's not even a product function starting there, it's hard to bring that discipline of product ops in. Where I see it happening more is at the scale up phase, right? You might have one analyst, a database and tool owner, and one product ops director. And we'll definitely start, as I mentioned, more focused on the highest need that you have and then putting that into place. And at scale company really starts to ramp up, right? So it could look like one analyst per director or group lead, two database or tool owners, and one product ops director per 6 to 10 teams. So again, I wish I could tell you it's like it's A, it's B, it's C, it depends. Yeah. But that's how we've seen it scale up. And some teams have really been able to do that effectively.
Right. I totally hear you, Denise. I think it's funny you mentioned product ops. Actually, we had that role back in PayPal.
Oh, wow.
2012, maybe 2011, 2012. Actually, the head of the product ops, it's called operations support product, which is product ops. Mm-hmm. She now is a CEO of a billion-dollar company. So it's quite amazing. So the career journey. But at PayPal, we had and we had obviously product teams, product leaders, and under product leaders, there are analysts under product ops, but they kind of dotted line to various product leaders. So you have an analyst that people can go to get data inside. So there's a pretty clear delineation, product manager like ratio to product ops, just because the organization is so big. At smaller companies also, one of my previous company, Fizai, when I started building their product organization, and when I joined in was kind of like a product ops / program management, both. And then we kind of expanded to have one product ops and then with some program management underneath, like a partners, one on the engineering side and the product ops, like one person working with about 20 product managers. So yeah, it's definitely, there's a unique needs on both. And it's definitely, as you scale bigger, you need more ratio for complex product managers needs.
But it sounds like at PayPal, you had folks sort of embedded, but they rolled up to a product ops leader. Is that right?
So product ops was a standalone, and then she had a couple of analysts under her. And then the roll up of the product, the CPO, head of the product. Yeah. And but then the analysts are dotted line to individual product VPs, just so that they're more familiar with the product area. So you have sort of like solid line reporting to product ops who would report to the product, peer with the other product VPs, and then the analyst a dotted line to functional areas to be more familiar with their space.
And I love that formation. I've seen some where they're just sort of reporting into the PM, and I think you lose that sort of commonality of sharing best practices and challenges and learning from each other by not having that sort of solid line dotting or rolling back up there. I like that.
Right. In the bigger company, definitely the case. When you're smaller, it's harder to manage that. It's always, like you said, it's just as a company morphing, the needs change and it kind of moves a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.